Baerga gets a turn here, and he needs to come through here with 2 down.
Infield got to play back in this situation and get the out at the easiest base.
Here's the delivery. Up the middle it goes. Nishioka. He'll throw on to first, and that'll do it for this half inning. And just tuning in, hi, Gary Thorne along with John and Crutch, Steve Phillips. We bring you Major League Baseball on 2K Sports. Revere strides in. A win in their last contest for the Jays. Good start here, taking the first of 4 against Minnesota. Billsberger will come in and pitch as the Blue Jays bring in their reliever. Here's the 1-0. 1-0 pitch, change up in there, 1-1. And the coast to a victory in the last outing, an 8-run lead.
Well, how hot were the bats in this one? Everyone hitting.
Here's the 1-1. In there, now 1-2.
Well, Gary's a pitcher ahead in the count right now, 1-2. You can afford to waste a pitch or two to see if you can't get him to hit one of your pitches.
He sends this one in the air towards center. The dive, and he's got it. What a catch. An acrobatic diving catch denies an extra base hit.
Well, he got a great jump on that, and he took exactly the angle necessary to make the play.
The Blue Jays will look at what they've got here in May. The series with Minnesota concluding on Sunday. They bring in a club they need to settle a score with, the Tampa Bay Rays. That'll be a 2-game home series. So a lot of home games on the way. The fans will have a chance to see their guys many times over in the next couple of weeks. And there's ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Ground ball, Bautista. And he grabs this one. On to first, 2 away. Let's have a look at our leaderboard brought to you by State Farm, how the teams stack up in hitting. Blue Jays number 1, the Tigers second. In third, the Twins. Fourth, the Royals. And we've got the Rangers. They are 5th.
But when you're playing in a game, when the other team is as adept at hitting the baseball as you are, you can't get down on yourselves if you fall behind in this game, because you know, and you have to be able to trust the fact that your team can come back. Problem is, the other team hits equally as well, so your pitching better be on top of its game.
0-1 is a fastball inside. That'll even the count at 1.
Well, how about a chance to get through an inning without any base runners and without any runs? I mean, they've been blowing out in this one so far. Put a zero put a 0 up there, and let's see if the offense can get it done.
Lays off that one, just off the black, and it's 2-1.
That's a good pitch there. Tried to get him to chase it out of the zone. He just laid off.
Here's a swing and a miss at a hard slider, even at 2.
But with the swing like that, there's no wonder why he's getting sliders right there. Tough pitch to hit out of the ballpark, but give the hitter credit. He's trying to do it anyway.
Hit in the air to left center. And there's the 3rd out. And they are retired in short order. Good defensive half inning. And it'll be the Blue. Altuve at the plate. He flew out his last time up. Here it comes. That one swung on, hit it. In the air deep to left field. He has to back up for it. Comes away with the out.
Well, they followed the advanced scouting reports to a T. They played the outfielders back that time, and he hit it right into the teeth of the defense.
And Jose Bautista's up. He singled his last trip. Trying again here. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Oh! Bautista, that's going to be a foul ball. Up the middle. And that will put Bautista on first. He's going to try to stretch it. So Curtis Granderson will come up.
Well, anytime you bring in a relief pitcher to come in a
Dial is going to come in and run here. And the first pitch. And he takes one in there, 0-1. Swing and a miss. He's in the hole. 2 strikes.
He says, I'm going to go at him, but I'm going to go at him away so that
he's running towards second. And it's fouled off. Oh! Oh, he's running, taking off for second. And Curtis Granderson swinging through it. He's gone.
well, they treated their hometown crowd to a phenomenal pitching performance in this one.
And now let's take a look at one. And Steve, it seemed like they knew from the get-go they had. Baerga up at the plate. Last night, Blue Jays were losers. Still 2 games to go, though. 1-1 right now. Chance to split this 4-game set against Minnesota.
Well, and this ball club got off to such a great start in April, and look at what it's done for them.
And at the top of the standings here in the month of May, that's where you want to be. Let everybody else chase you.
Well, absolutely. But over the grind of a long season, some of these teams flame out, so they'll be hard-pressed to stay this hot over the long season.
Cooper. And bang, what a collision at the plate. And he is out. Oh, my, what a scene. The catcher blocking the plate and still made the play. Odell is batting. Steve, how about the arm today? How's he performing?
You know, you throw that fastball down, the hitter's got to go down and get it. And because...
And he's running on the move for third. Line drive. The second for 1. Now over to first and safe at first. Close play. Not quite enough time to get him. And a look at the team batting average leaders brought to you by State Farm. Blue Jays number 1, the Tigers second. In third, the Twins. Fourth spot held with the Royals, and the Mariners fifth.
But when you're playing in a game when the other team is as adept at hitting the baseball as you are, you can't get down on yourself if you fall behind in this game, because you know and you have to be able to trust the fact that your team can come back. Problem is, the other team hits equally as well, so your pitching better be on top of its game.
No runs and a couple of hits and 2 left on. A chilly night that seems to be getting a little colder as we play on, and happy to bring you our broadcast on 2K Sports. And here's Joe Mauer. He homered earlier in the ballgame. And the bottom half of the fifth now, 1-ball count.
But when you see where that pitch ended up and into the hitter, as a hitter, you have to think to yourself, all right, he has to be going down and away with this next one to try to get me to chase.
Probably thinking about the matchups here as we check the bullpen. Left-handers throwing.
Oh, that's right. I think they're getting him loosened up to face the hitter in the on-deck circle.
Crosby is going to be our new pitcher here. He's been chosen to take over out there. Fastball swung out and missed. Struck him out, 1 away.
You've got to have better plate discipline than that. With 2 strikes, you need to be defensive and try to make contact. But when you get a fastball, you need to read whether it's a strike or not.
Burrows, there's a ground ball to Fielder. Throws in time to first. What a play.
That's a huge out right there. You think maybe you're not going to get to it. But he's able to make a tremendous play on it, Gary.
Oh, it looks like we've got an injury here. He's going to have to leave the ball game. And they've decided to make a defensive change.
It's tough coming off the bench. You don't anticipate playing, but now you've got to step in, get that energy going, and make plays when the ball's hit to you.
Boy, what's been working for this guy on the mound? Here's a look at the quality strikes he's thrown.
But what stands out is that when he's been most successful is when he's hitting the inside and outside corners of the plate. He's keeping the ball out of the middle, and that's the way you have success in this league.
That's exactly it. Keep the ball out of the center of the plate, make it difficult for the hitter to center the ball on the bat.
Here's a swing and a fly. Ball to right center. That one's taken care of. Here are the standings in the Eastern Division, brought to you by State Farm. Still plenty of games to be played. It's the Blue Jays in first. Second place, the Rays. In third, the Red Sox. In fourth, the Yankees. And for the Orioles, last place.
Well, Toronto has so many different ways to win ball games. Now, that's why they're sitting atop the American League East, because everybody seems to contribute day in and day out.
Bautista, that's going to be a foul ball. Fastball is a waste pitch that time, 1-2. Utilizing the strike zone, always key to a successful day on the mound. Let's have a look at how this pitcher has mixed his location so far.
His command and control.
Popped him up. 2 away. Probably thinking about the matchups here as we check the bullpen. Left-handers throwing.
Oh, that's right. I think they're getting him loosened up to face the hitter in the on-deck circle.
And we've got Granderson batting. 16 ABs last year, 6 hits against the Twins, games here in Minnesota.
And not only that, but he had solid production, too, playing in this ballpark. He put up an impressive line for the season.
And the first pitch. Granderson, he'll foul it away.
Ball.
Here's the pitch. Good eye by Curtis Granderson, lays off, and we're even. And look now at the pitch type distribution. One of the hallmarks of being effective is mixing up your pitches.
Well, that's the key to success, is mixing up your pitches, and he's done just that.
A swing and a hit to Span. And that's the third out. That'll do it. Good defensive half inning there. No hits allowed. Minnesota's protecting their lead. It'll be batters 2 through 4. For those of you just joining in, I'm Gary Thorne along with John Kruk and Steve Phillips. We bring you Major League Baseball here on 2K Sports. And Sanchez is batting. He'll lead off the bottom half of the 6th. He'll lead off the 7th inning. Here's a swing, soft liner, right side. Fair ball to right. That's going to be a base hit. He's going to try to stretch it.
A nice piece of hitting right there. You get on base to start the inning with no outs. And, you know, all it does is you want to just keep the line moving if you're the guys behind him.
And Bradley settles in. These at-bats, how's he starting them? Let's take a look.
A textbook right here. I mean, take notes, everybody. First pitch strikes equals outs. He's retired 11 guys in this game after having gone 0-1 in the count.
Oh, and he takes off for second. A swing and a fly ball to left center field. 1 down. Let's have a look at the current state of the race with the State Farm Standings Board in the Central Division. Tigers in first place. In second place, it's the Royals. Twins in the 3rd spot. In the 4th spot, it's the Indians. And wrapping up the list, it's the White Sox. Deep right. Goodbye, a 2-run homer. Steve, they have cut that deficit in half. A big 2-run fly, now only down by 2.
Come from behind wins are tough to get, especially against this team, but they're a little bit closer right now. They got the feeling. Well, if you can get a start like this every time out from your starting pitcher, you're going to take it. He kept you in the ball game, pitched pretty well, and now turns it over to the bullpen.
Steve, a tremendous boost with a home run to try and generate the offense they now need to get themselves either tied or get a lead.
Now, home runs are good, but they do clear the bases and give the pitcher the feeling that he's starting over. They need to get somebody else on.
Odell in the box now. Bounced into a fielder's choices last time. Here's the delivery. There's a swing and a liner. The staff's issuing the fewest free passes. Brought to you by State Farm. Number 1, the Indians. The Rays in 2nd. In 3rd, the Angels. 4th, the Twins. And for the Tigers, 5th.
As you can see, they don't like to walk anybody. They like to make the other team try to beat them rather than beating themselves. Throw the ball over the plate and dare them to put it in play.
And in the batter's box, it's Laurie. 1 for 2 in the ballgame. One out with runners at first and second. And here's the first one. There's a ground ball. And he scores from second base.
Well, the hitter makes an adjustment going down on the pitch at the bottom of the strike zone and drives it here.
And you get a run scored if you're in that at-bat. What you want to do is make contact. He did. That pays off. It's Colon at the plate. Not a lot of time left. Not a lot of outs to work with. Focus here on every at-bat.
They're going to have to keep close tabs on that runner at second base. The pitcher's going to have to.
That one swung on, hit in the air to deep right center field. This one's going to be fielded by Span. Two retired here. Runner on his way to third.
I've got a moment to see how the Blue Jays are doing this year rank-wise in the American League. First in batting average with runners in scoring position. And this high-power offense, #1 in runs scored. That's really the name of the game. Bring them around and score the runs.
Big swing on this one. Chasing it, warning track wall. And he drops back to the warning track to pull it in. And with that right-hander warming up in the bullpen here, I'm not sure quite what they're thinking.
Well, with the left-handed hitter on deck, he's probably getting ready for hitters later in the lineup.
So they come back to score 3 times. And if you just joined our broadcast, great to have you on board. 2K Sports Major League Baseball. I'm Gary Thorne with Steve Phillips and John Kruk. He flew out his last time up. First pitch to him. Slider swung on and missed. 0-1.
Now, Gary, I think they're going to look at anything they can. If there's an inside pitch, get hit by the pitch, get on base, you're the tying run. If you can, lay down a bunt for a base hit. Hit one in the gap. Think about going for 2. Put yourself in scoring position.
Here's the delivery. Granderson, he'll foul it away. There's a ground ball. Kloof. One down. Broxton is the batter.
Well, going to the bullpen right here. That's his chest move. Let's see if it's checkmate.
He's 1 for 1 so far. He singled and later scored in his last time up. It's strike 1. Can't make contact on the fastball.
Well, I think for the pitcher's perspective, keep the ball down. Keep it in the ballpark and keep it out of the gap. Force them to hit singles and lump hits together.
Slider swung on and missed. 2 down.
I've got a chance to take a look at the slider again.
Fantastic piece of pitching to get that out, John.
Well, that's the part of pitching you love. He's looking for a fastball. He's expecting a fastball, and then just drop one right off the table. What a pitch.
And Bradley settles in. Last time up, flew out. That's caught. Side is retired. And taking a look out. And Ashoka settles in. He'll start things off. He can come through big here for Minnesota. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Ground ball headed for the middle. Got one. And they get 2. Great double play. And that one's going to be a candidate for play of the week, Steve.
Well, you talk about shifting momentum. You get the ground ball double play, and all of a sudden you're back in the dugout ready to hit. Rank-wise now, let's take a look at where the Minnesota Twins sit in the American League. First in on-base percentage, 3rd in doubles, and they're ranked 3rd in batting average. Really a tribute to the depth of this lineup and the ability for all of these guys to put the ball in play.
0-1 count as that started off with a strike.
That first pitch is critical. In these key at-bats, you want to work ahead in the count. That's exactly what the pitcher did there.
And with 2 strikes on him, Denard Span, he's going to have to shorten the swing.
Well, he was way behind on that one. Must have been looking for something else.
Cutter thought he had him, but it's 1-2.
good running movement on that pitch in on the hands for the hitter. He laid off it, couldn't do anything with it anyways.
Ground ball, Bautista. He's up with it. Throw will pull him off the bag. He is safe at first. And the run comes in. Close in the batter's box. He hit 3, drove in a run earlier in the game. Runners at second and third and 2 down. And the first pitch. And he watches a cut fastball to start the at-bat for strike 1.
That cut fastball just ran inside on the hitter's hands. He had no chance to even get out and swing at it. Tough pitch.
This one's grounded to second. Fine defensive play by Laurie. And he throws on to first. That'll retire the side. Well, Guile in the box. He homered back in the 7th inning of this game. And it'll be Matt Capps doing the pitching. And that's a hit, span to field. That's one away.
Now, one out here in the 9th inning. They still need 2, so they need to get people on and advance base runners. Do what they have to do to get runners in scoring position and hope they run into that clutch base hit, Gary.
Baerga batting now. Hit by a pitch his last time up. He wants to get some hacks in here.
Well, Gary, tight ball game, but Minnesota comes out on top. They executed when they needed to and prevailed today.
And now let's get a recap of an outstanding individual. And Steve, that ought to send these chase on, settling in. A win in their last contest for the Twins. Now find themselves on top 2-1 with a chance to take the series 3 out of 4 against the Blue Jays. Hit on the ground towards second. Plouffe. And he throws to first in time, out number 2. Now's a good time to take a quick look at Minnesota's defensive setup. And John, how about individual factors out there?
Well, I love Denard Span. I mean, he's one of those guys that you come to the ballpark, you just watch how he positions himself in the outfield.
Lined up the middle, and that one's going to drop in. That'll be our first hit of the game. Bautista's going to go for another. Take a look at the teams who are leading the way in the home run department, courtesy of State Farm. The Red Sox, number 1. Second, the Blue Jays. Third spot, the Rangers. Mariners. Fourth, and for the Tigers, 5th.
Obviously, a lot of power in this lineup. You see where they rank in the leaders in home runs. That means they've got a number of guys that can hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Now Marquis with the 0-1 pitch. And with 2 strikes on him now, Brett Laurie will choke up a little bit.
I saw the ball well last night, picking up 2 base hits in that game.
Here's the pitch. Trying to get him to bite, but he lays off outside, 1-2.
Well, his sliders is put away pitch on a 1-2 count. He tends to go.
Oh, Bautista stealing. Hit in the air. And that's the 3rd out. That'll do it. No runs on a hit, and they'll strand it. And out on the mound, we've got Julio Teheran. He's starting the game for Toronto. So, Steve, how's he going to handle these Minnesota bats today?
A quality right-hander on the mound against this lineup. He should be able to get the outs he needs to come away with a victory, especially if his offense gives him some run support. I don't think this was the game plan when they sat down before the game even started. First batter takes his base by getting hit with a pitch.
Cooper up now.
Take a look at the new runner in the game right now, and obviously this could be a real loss if he's out for any significant period of time. You hate to see somebody get hit with a pitch like that.
Oh, he takes off for second. Safe. He gets in there.
The throw too late right there. He's able to steal second base, sliding into the bag.
That's something he's going to try again if he can get that kind of a jump.
You know, during the replay, he didn't have that much of a leadoff either.
Swing and a bouncer up the middle. Lowry's there. And his throw is in time. First out of the inning. Here's a chance to show you the lineup for the Twins. Now, John, anyone in particular we should keep an eye on?
Well, his power numbers aren't going to scare you. Joe Mauer's not going to be a guy that you have to fear the big 3-run home run. But if you want a guy to be able to drive in runs, consistently put the ball in play, throw quality at bats against you, hit balls in gaps to drive in runs. Joe Mauer is the guy you want to see in the box.
Change up just misses. 1-0. In 7 at-bats last year, he picked up just 1 hit off the Blue Jays.
1-1.
Gets that call at the knees, evens the count at 1 apiece.
A big contribution offensively for him last night, driving in 3 runs.
The pitch. Ground ball. Hodel. That's 1 out. Got a chance to check out the Blue Jays defensively around the horn. John, scouting anyone here?
Well, when you have a monster bat like Jose Bautista, you look for so many ways to get him out on the field, and it makes the manager's job a lot easier when your best offensive player is Wayne.
He's #1 in runs scored in the league. 2 men on, 2 men out. And here's the first one. Hit in the air. This one's going well into the stands, off to the right. Yeah, well, Jason Marquis could just end this at bat. Strike 2. Oh, Bautista stealing. Ground ball to short. Nishioka. He'll throw on to first, and that'll do it for this half inning. So, no runs, 2 hits, and they strand 2. No production yet from Toronto. And baseball under the night sky, always a pleasure to have you with us. If you're listening in on the radio, hello to all in the stand. Right there in the top 5 in home runs. Here's the first pitch. Strike 1. Marquis got him to swing on 1. Takes a swipe on that pitch in the dirt. Not sure if he saw that. Oh, tough one to lay off right there, that fastball. 1-2.
Look, Gary's done a nice job working around the 4 hits he's given up here into the 4th, and that's about making pitches, and he's done an effective job when he's had to pitch out of the stretch.
Good eye by Curtis Granderson, lays off, and we're even. Well, it's truly been a tremendous day on the mound for this man. Here's a breakdown of how he's been mixing up his locations, using that to his advantage.
Well, how can you complain about what this guy has done today? I mean, most of the game he's been locked in.
You know, in respect to how he's been mixing up his location, he's doing it enough to keep the hitters off balance and keep them guessing, wondering what's coming next.
You're out. Swing and a miss. That's a changeup. Down on strikes, 1 out.
He pulled the string right there. Must have been looking for the fastball. Swings right through the changeup for strike 3.
It's Colon at the plate. Had a base hit his last time up. Hit on the ground up the middle. And a good throw gets him 2 down. The Twins' schedule, let's have a look. Tonight's game, the last against Toronto. They'll stay right there for the next set of games. The Cleveland Indians. That'll be a 2-game home series. And Bradley settles in. Now playing in his 3rd season. And that is not in time. He's aboard at first.
But when you're setting your defense, you don't set your defense for guys not to hit the ball well. This ball wasn't hit hard, but he gets down the line so quickly he's able to beat it out for that base hit.
Guile in the batter's box. Ground out victim last time through. Throws on to first in time to retire the side. No runs at a base hit. They leave 1 man on at first. Up next, it'll be the Twins. Here's Cooper to the plate. You know, to be effective, you got to mix your pitch types and speed. Here's what we've seen from this pitcher today. What's your take, guys?
Yeah, the thing about it is he's keeping his team in the game, and aside from a few mistakes he's thrown, he's done a pretty good job of mixing things up.
Yeah, it's been fairly consistent in this game. The variety of pitches has been good. And most importantly, his choice of when to go with a certain pitch has been effective.
First pitch to him. There's a swing, line drive, center field. And that is in there. The tying run is on base. And with that right-hander warming up in the bullpen here, I'm not sure quite what they're thinking.
Well, with the left-handed hitter on deck, he's probably getting ready for hitters later in the lineup.
Toronto, here's a position to get something done. What a year for him, top 5 in homers. Marquis with a windup. This one's grounded near third. Third foul. Here's the pitch. And Granderson, another foul ball. That's too low. Marquis missing.
Like they left 4 runners on base so far in the game, so they've had a couple of opportunities, to be able to try to make something happen, but just have not been able to come up with a big hit or a long ball.
This one's grounded foul wide of first. One-two pitch coming. Good eye by Curtis Granderson, lays off, and we're even.
Well, the starting pitcher right now is over 80 pitches, and this is a time when the manager and the pitching coach have to keep an eye and see if his velocity is dropping. If it is, you might want to think about getting him out.
The second, there's one.
I've got a moment to see how the Blue Jays are doing this year rank-wise in the American League. First in batting average with runners in scoring position, and this high-power offense, number 1 in runs.
There he goes towards second. Hard grounded to short. There's 1 and 2. A double play. So they can't push across any runs. They've been shut out through the first 6. Minnesota's protecting their lead. Things will start getting a little more difficult as we look to the third man to lead it off. Joe Mauer leading it off. Steve, what are the numbers for him on the mound today?
When he's throwing the ball down on his own like this, these lefty hitters have to stay behind the ball to drive it. They just don't seem able to do that. They keep swinging and hitting the top part of the ball.
And we're going to get to see Eduardo Sanchez pitching. He'll be relieving for the Blue Jays now. He bounced out his last time. That will bring up Prince Fielder. He'll be the pinch hitter.
With the bases empty, there's nobody to drive in. He has to get on base and hope the guys behind him in the lineup can come up big as well.
Marquis fools him on a good pitch.
Well, what an outstanding effort by the pitcher today. I mean, he has just been on top of his game, making the pitches, and offensively, they just have not been able to back hits up with other hits to mount the rally. They've been held scoreless here today.
That one fouled off by Fielder. That swung on, hit on the ground. Nishioka, 2 away.
Now, he's been having this lineup guess the entire game right now. He's out thinking them and out pitching them. He's continuing to be sharp the entire game.
Baerga is the batter. 1 for 2 in the ball game. Strike 1. Marquis got him to swing on 1. And having a day like this guy is on the mound, takes a lot of things to be going right for you. Here's a look at his strategy on mixing up his pitch types.
Well, he's done exactly that. He's changed speeds. He's mixed up all his pitches. And the great thing is he's throwing them all for strikes.
It's unpredictability. The hitters can't think along with him. They don't know what he's going to throw next, keeping them off balance.
Towards center field. And that's the third out. That'll do it. And they've got the lead in this. And Florimon's in the box. He's going to get things started off for us here after the 7th inning stretch. Flew out last time. Now the first pitch. That fastball gets by him on the first pitch, 0-1.
Well, as a hitter, when a guy has a good fastball, you think you have to swing a lot harder to try to catch up with it. You really don't, but he did right there, and that's why he blew it past him.
2 down. Here are the standings in the Eastern Division, brought to you by State Farm. Still plenty of games to be played. It's the Blue Jays in first. It's the Rays in second. Red Sox in third. In fourth, the Yankees. And for the Orioles, Bautista got good wood on this. And he drops back to the warning track to pull it in. And taking... And for those of you catching up with us, hi, I'm Gary Thorne, along with John Clark and Steve Phillips, bringing you Major League Baseball here on 2K Sports. Here's Cooper to the plate. He's hitless thus far, and we'll get to see Brian Shaw pitch as the Blue Jays bring in their reliever.
Well, in the late innings, now it's time for the managers to match wits to see who can best utilize his bench and his bullpen to win this game.
Tried to get him to chase that curve. It's 1-2. Ground ball, Bautista. He picks it up. And that's out number 1, stepping in the bag. The lineup's crossing home the most. We look at our State Farm leaderboard. Runs scored over the last 10. Number 1, the Blue Jays. The Tigers second. Third, the Mariners. Fourth, the Royals. And fifth best, the A's. First pitch is a cutter. Looked at 0-1. He's hit .264 lifetime against the Blue Jays. And that's a strike. Now will cover that plate with that big bat.
Boy, I tell you what, you throw a cutter with that velocity, that's a great pitch. You understand why the hitter swung late.
And he leaves that one alone. Joe Mauer, patience. That'll even the count.
Good movement on the cut fastball there. Just couldn't quite catch the bottom corner of the strike zone. Good eye at the plate.
Cutter just about froze him, but it's full now.
Good running movement on that pitch. In on the hands for the hitter. He laid off it. Couldn't do anything with it anyways.
On the ground to second. He grabs it off the hop. Now it's 2 down.
Rank-wise now, let's take a look at where the Minnesota Twins sit in the American League. First in on-base percentage. Third in batting average. And they're ranked third in walks. That ability to work.
He'll start us out here in the last inning of regulation. And it'll be Matt Capps doing the pitching. They've decided it was time to make a change here.
When you're a hitter and you're facing Matt Capps, the one thing you have to do is be prepared for that fastball. He loves it, and there's good reason why. It's in the mid to high 90s with it. He also has a slider to go with that. But you're going to see fastballs when he comes out of the bullpen. So when the game's on the line, that's his best pitch.
Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Brett Laurie. He is struck out.
You've got to have better plate discipline than that. With 2 strikes, you need to be defensive and try to make contact. But when you get a fastball, you need to read whether it's a strike or not.
And here's Curtis Granderson. He's 0 for 2 lifetime against Matt Capps. Swung on. That ball is hit hard by Granderson. Goodbye, home run, Blue Jays. That puts them up on the board. They trim a bit off that deficit with that solo homer, coming to within 1.
Gary, the Blue Jays look determined. This game is theirs. They've drawn close. Now we got to see if they can take the lead.
Here's the pitch. Put something off, and it swung on and missed. 0-1. Big time fly ball, and now the pressure builds on both sides here.
And you can feel the crowd, the tension, that knowing that this lead has been narrowed significantly.
Back behind second, and that's going to be a base hit. Tying run is on. He's going to try to stretch it.
0-1 mistake right here. He throws it over the heart of the plate, and he pays for it.
And Bradley settles in. Last time up, flew out. Broxton is going to come in and pinch run. He's running towards second. Here's a swing and a fly ball to right center. And he's on. That's the go-ahead run. Runner around second. He's heading for third. And he is safe at third ahead of that play. Safe at third just ahead of that throw. Tagged at home, and he is out of there.
Well, Gary, late in the game, this is the guy you want to put your faith in. Prince Fielder can come up big in these situations.
And he's got a chance here with a runner in scoring positions and swung on a playable fly ball for the final out. And gone, a home run. That could be the game winner. And gone, a home run. That could be the game winner. Little warm-up action going in the bullpen. That's a right-hander up and throwing.
Well, they're going to wait for the right-handed hitter on deck to get announced, and then they'll probably make the move to the pen. Now, Blue Jays offense getting it done right now. They take the lead, getting the big hits that they want, Gary.
The first pitch. That's a foul ball. Foul! Ground ball to short. Nishioka throws to first in time. That's 3 down. But they strike for 3 runs here thanks to 2 home runs in the inning. Close. In the batter's box, drew a walk as last time, and they are going to make a defensive change here.
Well, it's always nice to have a defensive replacement coming off the bench and holding a lead or holding a deficit and giving yourself a chance to win. Now he needs to come up with a big play.
Bottom half of the ninth now, 1-0 count.
Now coming down to the wire right here, it's do or die time. You need base runners. Get somebody on. If you get the leadoff man on, it allows you to move them up with a bunt. To sacrifice bunt, you can get them on, get them over, and get them in. This is a critical situation.
Good downward action on that sinker. 1-2.
Can you say ground ball? That's what that sinker down to the zone is meant to do.
And they've decided to make a defensive change.
You know, Gary, I think you're losing a little something here. I don't think this guy's nearly as solid defensively as the one he's replacing. So, interesting move.
Slider just about had him. 3-2 count.
If you're going to miss, this is where you want to miss. Throw that breaking ball at the bottom of the strike zone. If the hitter swings and puts it in play, it's a ground ball out.
On the ground to short, Odell. And his throw gets him. One away.
Went out here in the ninth inning, and obviously in a situation where you're looking for outs. And you can't allow somebody to score, but if you can get an out, do what you need to get it.
And it's Benson batting. He flew out his last time up. Cut fastball in there for a called strike.
You know, for a pitcher to be successful, you want to keep the ball off the sweet spot of the bat. The cut fastball does that.
Doesn't get the call on the slider. 1-1. And the beauty of that cut fastball, Steve, is oftentimes the delivery motion is the same as you see with a fastball.
Well, it's exactly right. They try to gauge it and has that running action and movement either away from the right-hander or into the left-hander.
Swung on, hit in the air to right center. In there, and this is going to be trouble. Can't cut it off. It's going to roll to the wall. He's thinking 3 here. The throw. And he's in there third, way ahead of the throw.
Well, he shoots this one out towards the wall, and he's thinking triple all the way. No hesitation running the bases. He cuts them perfectly. And with 1 out, let's see how they're going to pitch to the next guy.
And Florimond's in the box. And he's got a chance here with a runner in scoring position, Steve, to get this thing knotted.
Well, the pitcher's got to find a way to retire this hitter and not let this run score.
Clutch at bat here. And doing the pitching, it's going to be a Aroldis hot shot towards the hole. Not good enough that time. He scores.
Well, the pitcher comes in thinking he's going to close this one out. He makes a bad pitch, and he pays for it. Now he has to shut him down and try to give his offense a chance to come back and win it.
And Nishoko settles in. He's batting with a possibility that winning run on first base could be his RBI.
Well, with 1 out, they have to be thinking double play. Give us a ground ball.
And the first pitch was a strike. Got him at 0-1 right now.
But once you make the decision to swing, you've got to swing the bat. He waited a little too long. He wanted to swing a little earlier. His indecisiveness, though, caused him to swing late and miss it.
Line drive left of the bag and foul. The 1-2 is a fastball inside, 2-2.
Well, a good pitch right there. He tried to get one in on his hands, but he just missed the in off the plate. Great pitch.
Three-two on the way. A swing and a fly ball to left center field. The dive and a spectacular play. Tell you what, Steve, that really was a great play and well worth another look.
Well, so many good things going on right there. Well executed play.
Burrows at the plate. He's really looking to keep this going. There are, however, 2 down.
Well, a gapper could be a game-winning base hit here, so look for the outfield to play nothing over their head.
And that runner at first will be flying on contact. Swung and a ground ball to third. But the throw is wide. He's in there at second. And he throws it away. Revere strides in. Trying again here. Just 1 for 3 thus far. And here's the first one. The 0-0 delivery, a fastball taken first strike.
He needed to get that first strike in there, put the hitter on the defensive, and now he can be aggressive in the strike zone.
Launches that one for a called strike. 0-2.
Now 2 strikes out, and they're probably going to throw him the slider here. He struggles with it.
Grounded up the middle. That should be a base hit. And they win it. Game-winning run is across.
Walk-off win.
And it's that time in our And, Steve, that ought to send these folks home happy.
Well, no question about it. They get the win in a close game, a lot of excitement and enthusiasm, and ready for the next one.
And that's going to do it for us here. For Steve Phillips, John Crockett. And Bradley settles in. Now the Blue Jays losing their last game. In a tough 4-game series, they lost 3, just picking up the 1 win against the Twins in Minnesota. That one swung on, hit in the air to deep right center field. 1 away. Laurie heads for third. Here's what the Rays have in store. Tomorrow they finish up this Toronto series. And then they'll be going up against Kevin Youkilis and the Red Sox, a team that will definitely give them a competitive series. That'll be a 2-game home series. A smash to first, the second for 1, and they get it. They turn 2. So Matt Moore heads to the dugout. What he needs is some run support, trailing after allowing just the 1 run. It's Desmond Jennings to lead off. Yesterday, the Rays taking the loss, and that was the end of a very tough series for them, dropping all 3 games against the Orioles in Baltimore.
On a very tight race so far early in May for this ball club, but it seems like they've got a good formula that is working.
And they've decided to make a defensive change. Now the 1-0 pitch. Inside with the fastball, 2-0. Certainly after this start, being this close, keep everybody healthy and just make the tweaks that'll get you to the top. Lined up the middle. That is a base hit. Jennings is on board. That will bring up Ben Zobrist.
Well, a great job right there by the first hitter in this inning to get on base. And, you know, a lot of big innings are started with that first guy getting on. You have 1 or 2 big innings in a game, and that can be the difference in the outcome.
He singled in his last at bat. And the first pitch. Ball. And he holds off with the pitch low, 1-0. Well, it's truly been a tremendous day on the mound for this man. Here's a breakdown of how he's been mixing up his locations, using that to his advantage.
Well, how can you complain about what this guy has done today? I mean, most of the game he's been locked in.
Oh, there he goes for second. And he is out trying to take second. He got him. Good pitch to throw on, Steve.
Well, he had the fastball, and it was set up in the right spot. He had a quick release to gun down the runner.
The 2-1 pitch. And now Ben Zobrist has the count his way. It's 3-1.
Well, that pitch right there, that change-up away, if a guy's looking for it, that's a great pitch to be able to hit the other way with some power.
Into the motion now, the 3-1. Called strike in the outside corner, full 3-2.
With the count full, he's not one to take this pitch. He likes to swing the bat. You got to try to walk this guy.
Payoff pitch coming. That misses, ball 4. The potential tying run on base.
Well, the hardest thing to do when you have a bat that lasts this long is sometimes you have a tendency to be impatient and chase one. Give the hitter a lot of credit. It was a close pitch, but he laid off of it to earn that.
They know Moore can pitch like this. I mean, there's no question they know he has it in him, but boy, I don't think anybody would have thought he'd be this good.
Take a look at this first pitch delivered and see how he's doing. 1-0 count. He took that last one, and it was out of the zone. Ground ball picked up by Zobrist. Throws on to first in time to retire the side. So they can't push any across here in this half of the inning. And we'll see the forecast tonight to be cold. Definitely it's turned out that way. And he's in the top 10 in the league in runs. Here's the first pitch. This one's pretty well hit to deep left center. Jennings on the pickup. Chance to view the teams who have crossed the plate the most times this year, courtesy of State Farm. Number 1, the Blue Jays. 2nd, the Rangers. Tigers 3rd. Yankees 4th. And at number 5, it's the Angels.
Well, you talk about a high-octane offense.
Swing sends this one on the line to right center. And it's starting to head out towards the wall. He's thinking extra bases. And with that right-hander warming up in the bullpen here, I'm not sure quite what they're thinking.
Well, with the left-handed hitter on deck, he's probably getting ready for hitters later in the line.
And he'll stop at second base, and it will be a double. 1 out, Curtis Granderson at the plate.
Hit a solo home run last night, and too bad they didn't have some base runners on in front of him. Could have made more of a difference in that ballgame.
Well, there is one down here. You got a man on second base, going to give up the pass, maybe try for 2.
A hit here scores a man on second, so obviously they're going to look for the double play.
And Bradley settles in. 0 for 2 thus far. Laurie's after the stolen base. And Chavez comes up with it. Throws to first. He's retired. That's 2 down. Well, let's take a look, see if the umpire got it right.
Well, let's see this again. Does he get him? He sure did. Umpire did get it right. Good hustle down the line, man.
Nice defensive play. It's Colon at the plate. We'll take a quick look here at how he's been mixing up his placement of pitches.
I think he's been in pretty good command in this one. He clearly is hitting his target, if not all the time, at least the majority of the time.
But, John, if I'm the pitching coach, I'm going to emphasize just stick with the plan. The plan seems to be working.
Dial is the batter, and he'll be swinging with the bases loaded.
Gary, they got a big opportunity now to take the lead in this situation.
Moore with the delivery. Zobrist able to play it. Throws on to first, side is retired. So they pick up 1 hit in the inning. Leadoff hitter Ben Zobrist. Walked in his last plate appearance. And the first pitch, that one swung on its line.
Let's check out where Prince Fielder's production ranks in the league this year. First in batting average with runners in scoring position. Second best in base hits. And he's also second in home runs. That ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark is such a valuable weapon, and he is such a threat.
There's a swing, and that one's hit on the ground. And he cannot come up with it. But he stays with it, gets the out. That's how you do it. So no runs on 1 hit and nobody left on. This one's still tied up. And Dyer's in the box. He's Going to get us started, 8th inning. Now let's take a look at a breakdown of how this guy has been mixing up his pitches so far in this one. What stands out, guys?
Well, so far in this one, he's gone to that curve.
Swing and ooh, look out. Line drive that shatters the bat.
Well, anytime you get your first hitter up in the inning, big things can happen. It opens up a lot of holes in the defense, and it makes it a lot easier to hit for the guys behind you.
And Curtis Granderson up. There's a swing and a ground ball. Up with it. That's one out. On to first. Safe. Can't get the back end of that one.
I've got a moment to see how the Blue Jays are doing this year rank-wise in the American League. First in batting average with runners in scoring position. And they're also the #1 team in home runs, the most power in the league right now. They have the ability to drive it out of the ballpark better than everybody else.
There he goes towards second. And that'll set down Bradley. That's 2 gone.
Now, first base can be the hot corner, too, and that was a hot shot to first, but he was able to get up in spirit for the out.
It's Colon at the plate, still seeking his first hit of the ball game. And the first pitch was a strike. Got about 0-1 right now.
Well, that's just one of those the pitcher says, here it comes, try to hit it. Fastball hitter, he wanted that pitch. He just didn't quite come up with the swing.
Here's the pitch. On the ground to short. Davis picks it. Throws to first. Side is retired. And they've got the lead in this ball. Leadoff hitter's Ben Zobrist. He flew out his last time up. First pitch to him. A swing line to left center. That gets in there. Zobrist, base hit.
Well, good piece of hitting right there. And anytime you get your first hitter of the inning on base, it could set up the potential for a big inning.
And we're going to see Chavez here. He'll be seeking his first hit right here. And Chris Medland is the pitcher. They've decided it was time to make a change here. So, Steve, Tampa Bay hitters, from their perspective, what's in line for them?
Well, no matter what role he's filling on the team, you have to love Chris Medland. He's a guy that can command his fastball, and he takes something off on the velocity to try to get the hitter off balance. And he has good deception between his fastball, his curveball, and his changeup.
Now the 1-1. It's fouled away. 1-2 pitch coming. Fastball swung out and missed. Struck him out. One away.
The pitch is too close to take, but you've got to try to make contact with it. Swings right through it. Strike 3.
Grimmage up at the plate. Had a couple of hits. 4 trips to the plate. And starts him out here. Fastball just misses. 1-0.
A front door 2-seam fastball, trying to throw it inside, letting it tail back to the inside corner. Couldn't quite catch the corner, though.
Swung on and fouled away. Foul! Here's the pitch. Change up just off the black, and it's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball gets away from him there, and it's 3-1.
Well, anytime you have a count 3-1 in your favor as the hitter, you're looking for a pitch in a little box in the location you want to. If he throws it in there, you better be ready and get a good hack at it.
Keeping him close, fielder manning first. And on that one, he'll up his on-base percentage. That's ball 4.
Now, his patience really paid off there, and it can pay big dividends now. Somebody come up with a big hit.
Here is Matt Joyce. He hit a low 231 last year against the Blue Jays at Rogers Center. And doing the pitching, it's going to be Aroldis Chapman. They've decided it's time to bring a new arm into this one. And this at bat already 0-1. First pitch was a strike.
Well, that fastball right there, he just blew it by him.
Line drive fouled off towards first. And he strikes out Matt Joyce. That's an outstanding pitch that froze him.
Now, is this a Category 3 or Category 4 hurricane at 104 miles per hour? That's unbelievable.
And Geyer's in the box. He homered earlier in the ballgame. 2 men on and 2 men out. Here we go. Here's the first pitch. Boy, that one is stung up the middle. Throws to first in time. That's 3 down. They pick up no runs on a hit, and they leave 2 on. Guile is the batter now. He'll be leading off the home half of the 9th inning. Crowd anxious to see what he can do here. And we'll get to see Sergio Santos pitching. They've decided it's time to bring a new arm into this one. First pitch fastball. Swung on, hit in the air to right center. 1 away now.
Went out here in the 9th inning, and obviously in a situation where you're looking for outs. And you can't allow...
Try it again here. Just 1 for 3 thus far. And that one is a fly ball. This could do it. And you just saw it, folks. That's going to be the last play of this game.
Here you have to credit the Rays here. They showed up today and made the plays they needed to win this ball game.
And we take a look at a performance that today earned our Player of the Game award.
Well, you know what they say, that everyone loves to see the long ball when you come to a game, and he certainly gave the fans.
And they didn't have to score a lot of runs to do it. They end up with just managing 2 across the plate, but the pitching